Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Adam Snow, and welcome to Arena Football League Weekly on the World of Football channel. This week, we have big changes in the Arena Football League regular season and postseason, including we now know where the Arena Bowl is going to be held this year, and it's going to be played in New Jersey. In a mall? Welcome in, folks, for another week of Arena Football League action. There's a lot to get to this week, so let's just dive right in to what happened in Week 9 of the Arena Football League season. The Washington Wolfpack got their second win of the season, defeating the Southwest Kansas Storm 47-46 in the final moments. It was a close back-and-forth game, and the Wolfpack found themselves down by 6 points with 10 seconds remaining in the contest when DeAndre Borel heaved a prayer to Jordan Pouncey to take the lead and the victory. Look, this is great for Washington. You know, they've kind of been a team that's had to deal with a lot this season, and to see them come out with this last-second victory was awesome. Good for them. They made it a game. They made it a contest. It's something to build on for the future for that team, that franchise. And, you know, it's got to be a lot of good morale for those players who've had to really endure a lot of, tough games this season, a lot of blowouts. But here, I think a nice hard-fought victory where they were in it, and it was a back-and-forth game too, which adds to it, which is pretty awesome. So congratulations to the Wolfpack. The Salina Liberty got their forfeit win over the now defunct West Texas Desert Hawks. So they played an exhibition game this week against the AIF Cedar Rapids River Kings and pretty much laid a beating down on them. It was 85-18 at the end of this. Woof. Obviously, that game doesn't count towards the standings. It was essentially to help fill out a home crowd, ticket sales, all that stuff. So congratulations, Salina, and we'll see you in the playoffs. The Orlando Predators went out to Wichita and bested the Regulators 63-18 in a contest that was never really close. I kind of feel bad for Wichita. Them and the Wolfpack are eliminated from playoff contention. The Regulators ended up looking like some pink uniforms this weekend. Very interesting. I didn't see anywhere what that was about, but it's kind of neat that they did that. Stinks that they, couldn't make it more of a game. But, Orlando might be one of the best teams in the league. So, I mean, that is what it is. And the hands-down game of the week is, of course, the Billings Outlaws coming out on top of a thrilling victory over the Albany Firebirds 36-35. The Firebirds led this game all game, and the contest came down to the final 9 seconds with the Outlaws scoring a touchdown, 4-point conversion, and kicking a deuce on the ensuing kickoff to make it a 12-point swing to take the lead, leaving only 4 seconds on the clock. Albany had a chance to kick a game-winning field goal, but the kick was missed, and the Outlaws came out with a thrilling win. This was something else. I was watching this game on my phone on the GO train in Toronto because we went to that Argonauts game Dad and I did last weekend. And we're watching the game on my phone, and Albany was up. I don't remember how much time was left, but I was like, man, Albany looks like they're in control. It's a little disappointing. I thought it'd be more of a game. And then we get back to the hotel, we check the score again, and it's a Billings victory. Go back and you rewatch it. Thrilling ending to this game. I mean, kudos to Billings for sticking it out, and staying with it. Albany's had some issues, as of late, closing out games. They've always played really tight games, and they just didn't come out on the, the winning end of this one. But still, these were the two best teams in the league all season long. And I can't wait to see what they do in the playoffs. But kudos to Billings for, Albany's kind of been the team, the poster child team for the league. And I think Billings, for being such a small market, getting such a win like this is awesome and big for them. And I can't wait to see what they do come postseason time. All right, now, this is normally where we talk about the standings and the upcoming week, but there's been so much news that we got a whole lot to cover here. So we're just going to kind of go through one thing at a time here. Starting with the league appointing Dr. Jen Welter as Chief Marketing Officer. Now, she's been somebody who's been around football for a couple of decades now. She was actually a player in some indoor leagues. She was a coach in some indoor leagues. She was actually the first female coach in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. And so she's got a lot of experience around the game, around coaching, or just around, promoting football in different various forms throughout her career. You can go look at her really nice bio, an article they did over at the AFL.com. So another piece to this front office that they just keep adding to that gives me a lot of confidence going forward. Now I know that confidence isn't riding high with, I think, the average arena football fan because of the season we've been dealt. Obviously, under the Lee Hutton administration, the league did not get off to a hot start. And now under Jeff Fisher as commissioner, they've had to put a lot of the pieces back together. So I understand there's going to be some growing pains. While I'm still not have been crazy about a lot of the decisions, things have been changing week to week. And for a while there, we thought it'd be fine. But the last couple of weeks, we've had some more changes, hopefully for the betterment of the league. But let's get into that. So they have decided to change the playoff format yet again. They went from going from a 5-team playoff format to now a 6-team playoff format. That might have something to do with a supposed television partner. We'll talk about that in a bit. But so as of right now, they had the 8 teams remaining. The bottom 2 teams, the Wichita Regulators and the Washington Wolfpack, were both eliminated. So the other 6 teams essentially are going to be your playoff teams. And all the seeding is set. So round 1 will start on Friday, July 5th, as the Nashville Cats will take on the Orlando Predators. And then Saturday, July 6th, we'll see the Southwest Kansas Storm playing the Salina Liberty. That gives the number 1 seed Billings Outlaws and number 2 seed Albany Firebirds byes the next week, and will host the winners of the first round matchups. And then obviously the winners of the semifinal games will play in Arena Bowl 33 on July 19th, which we will also talk about in a minute. But back to week 10. So they ended up canceling week 10 essentially, with the exception of the Washington Wolfpack and the Wichita Regulators, who will still play their final game of the year. They will be the only game this weekend to kind of close out the regular season. They're going to give byes to the rest of the teams in the league. While that's a headache for some teams, it sounds like teams have put out various statements about the situation. And I know it's probably a bummer for you're supposed to have a home game. Now you're going to be refunding people tickets or figuring out different ways to accommodate fans who have made ticket purchases. And going into this postseason or going into next season, we'll see how that goes. It is a bit of a mess. It was very disheartening to see that they just kind of canceled the whole week. But I guess if you do really sit and think about it, and not everybody's going to agree with this, and that's fine, giving these teams a bye going into a postseason, giving them a little rest so that they can put on the best show possible, makes a little sense from a league standpoint. Now, I know there's the narrative going around that, like the Albany Firebirds were complaining because they've played a full season and they need a rest. All these other teams got rest weeks, but not them. And maybe there's a little truth to that. I don't know, but I could see that. So it makes sense. Look, give everybody a bye. It sucks for some teams who've now been on bye for 2 or 3 weeks. The Nashville Cats being that team, but they're in the playoffs at least, so they get a chance. They've been well rested. All these teams will be rested to hopefully give us the best playoff scenarios and matchups possible. But we'll see. Like I said, I know there's going to be a ton of people out there, arena football fans, who just aren't a fan of this, and maybe they understand it, maybe they don't. I kind of get it. I'm going to back the league on this one. I think it was probably a good decision. The narrative sucks around shutting down a whole week of play, but I think if it's for the betterment of this league going forward and putting on the best postseason possible, especially now that they have a supposed network contract in the works, I'll live with it, I think. So then we get to the Arena Bowl. They finally announced Arena Bowl 33. They gave us this nice logo, which I was very happy about. I was curious if they would actually give us a legitimate logo, and they gave us this. It's pretty nice. I dig it. And they also gave us the venue and location for where this game will be played, and it will be played at the American Dream Center / Retail Center in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Now, yes, the picture's floating around. It looks like it takes place in a mall because it is a mall, which on the surface sounds very sketchy and very, you just want to face palm and go, what the heck is this league doing? The more I've kind of looked into it, I've watched a couple videos on what this mall is and this area where this ice rink is that they can convert into an arena football field. It could be a very interesting and unique experience. Now, don't get me wrong, even I was kind of taken aback when this initial thing kind of came out. I just don't see how this is going to work. But from what I've kind of gathered across a couple of the videos I've watched, is this ice rink or this area is pretty isolated. So I could see where the league could, and it's not like random patrons are going to be able to go from a Hot Topic or a Spencer's Gifts and just walk right up and be like, oh, there's an arena football game going on. No, they're actually selling tickets, and it sounds like they could insert some seating. There's a few tiers there that they'll be selling for, so it might be interesting visually to see. I don't know what the capacity would be per se, but the way this league's been this year, I don't expect 10,000 people to be packed in there. We're probably looking at a couple thousand people, which is whatever. I mean, for this league starting now, if they can just put up a good visual and a good game, I guess that would help them out. But just kind of looking over this whole vibe, they can do so much with this area. It looks like where they're going to host stuff during the week, fan events. Hopefully, having the commissioner said having former players, maybe some NFL players coming in and doing a bunch of events. So it sounds like they've got some sort of plan here, which is nice to at least make this a fun, eventful weekend to celebrate arena football, which is what we should all be happy about. Now, I get it that the optics aren't what we would want. This isn't an arena, a typical arena where fans could pack it out and put on a typical arena football game. No, it's a different situation. It's a venue that is rather unique, but I think if we give this a chance, it could be something special. I I'm not even gonna lie, I'm still a little hesitant, but I'm trying to be optimistic here, and I think it actually could be a very, very unique Arena Bowl experience. And hopefully, as long as this TV partner pans out, it shouldn't be too bad. And speaking of that, there hasn't been an official announcement. We do know that one is coming, but we haven't really heard the real broadcast partner from the league itself. But it has come out through several outlets on X and Facebook. But the one I kind of saw, the one that kind of started getting the ball rolling, was from Rebound Off the Net, tweeting out that it's going to be CBS Sportsnet that will be the partner. And I'm sure we'll have to get that confirmed here in a couple of days. Maybe it'll be confirmed by the time this video is posted. I don't know. The Arena Football League news changes ever so quickly. But if this is true, CBS Sportsnet is a good pick. It's no NFL Network, it's no ESPN, but that's fine. If you're a fan like me watching the CFL in the United States, this is a network that we can watch those games on every week. And I like CBS Sportsnet. They do a good job of at least getting the TSN broadcast into the States so we can check out the game. And I've seen some CBS sports broadcasts before. So they should do a fine job. And as long as the Arena Football League can hold up their end, this should be a good partnership and should be really good for the league to close out this season. So, yeah, guys, what do you think about all the changes? I know there's a lot of head-scratching stuff, a lot of confusing things, and just some stuff that just optically, at first glance, doesn't sit right with us. But I think we're in a spot now, and I'm not very confident, but I'm pretty confident in the leadership this league has gathered since the Lee Hutton debacle and what we could do going forward with this league. And we'll have to wait and see. I could be wrong. Who knows? Everything changes so fast. We don't know really what's going on behind the scenes, but we only got a few weeks left to see what this Arena League can do, and hopefully they can finish the season strong to build up excitement for next season. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. You can obviously find more stuff on the World of Football channel if you want to peruse around. It'd be greatly appreciated. We've been just building this thing up. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that stuff. It means a lot to us here. And I'm sure you all have noticed I have been rocking a Grand Rapids Rampage jersey. Yes, I just got it in the mail the other day from Royal Retros. It is a very gorgeous stinking product. I can't stop looking at it and touching it. All the stitching and patchwork on it is phenomenal. Obviously, the only thing I've had negative to say about this is the nameplate on the back is not the right style or color. I can get over that. This is such a good product. Give Royal Retros a look if you haven't yet. They got a lot of arena football merch. Definitely worth checking out. Not a sponsor, by the way. I just like plugging their stuff because I think it's awesome now that I finally own a piece of it. And I'm definitely going to come back for more. I just got to figure out what I want. So, yeah, guys, until the next video, can't wait to talk more arena football with you.